Hi, my name is Mackenzie. We're here at Spotify Audiobooks Forbidden Inn. We're here with debut author Ariel Sullivan to talk about her brand new novel, Conform. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Congratulations on publishing your debut novel, Conform. How excited are you to have your first book out into the world?
I'm super excited. It still doesn't quite feel real. I always dreamed of writing a book from a very young age. Truly a dream come true, and I'm excited to get readers' opinions and see it take off.
For those who may not know you yet, how would you introduce yourself and your debut novel?
I have been a bookworm my entire life. I moved every 2 years. My dad was in the military.
Wow.
And so reading was really my place as I had navigated new situations and new schools. It's home for me. So to have now created that maybe for someone else, that's really cool for me. For Conform, we're coining it dystomance. It's dystopian romance. It's propulsive. It's addictive. It should be a really fun read.
What first inspired you to write Conform?
I started writing during COVID. It was a pretty bleak time, and I was going through some personal stuff that was also pretty bleak. And I just really needed an escape. Conform just came to me from that, and it grew into what it is now. I would say the times that we were in is really what inspired me.
Now let's talk about some of the characters in your novel. Which character do you personally relate to the most, and which character was the most fun or the most difficult to write?
I like to say that all my characters are a good blend of people close to me and myself. I love putting things about myself in characters and watching what they do with it. So I don't think there's really one character that would represent me, but in terms of the most fun to write and Conform is probably Gregory. He's really fun and kind of a jerk, so he's a fun character to write.
And like you said before, Conform is a dystopian romantasy. What drew you to blending dystopia with romance and fantasy elements?
I think dystopian is a very gripping genre because it deals with this lack of time and societal collapse. And we were in a very unprecedented time in COVID. And so I was really drawing on that. And then most of the time in dystopian, there's some type of regime or totalitarian government that you have to overthrow. And for me, I was like, what better thing to overthrow or unsurmountable odds than romance? Because people are willing to like go the distance for romance together, and it worked.
I love that. It's time that we bring dystopian romances back. What was the hardest part of writing your debut novel?
I think the hardest part was I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't study writing. This was a passion project. I made a deal with myself that I would just write 100 words a day, and those 100 words turned into this. So I think the hardest part was just being completely lost, but dedicated to figuring it out.
Did you always envision Conform as a trilogy, or did that idea come later?
It was going to be a one-off. I got about 6 chapters in, stopped, worked on some of the background information on it, and decided, oh, it's a trilogy, and then stopped and realized it's actually a trilogy of trilogies. So it's a 9-book series.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
So yeah, it's not how I envisioned it, but the moment I did that, the words flowed, so I figured that had to be the right
And the story just kept continuing.
Kept going.
Now, since we're here at Spotify Audiobooks, some fans will be reading Conform, while others will be listening on Spotify. How do you think the audiobook experience might change or deepen the way readers connect to your story?
I think the narrators are so incredibly talented, and the life that they can bring to your books is so different. And then the coolest thing, I have 2 young kids, so for me, Audible allows you to make time to read. You can read on times that you really normally couldn't, whether you're going to the grocery store or after drop-off or in the pickup line where you wait for them. So I really think there's that magic in the idea of the audiobooks can go with you.
I agree. Audiobooks are a great way for people to read when they're busy. Audiobooks can add an entirely new dimension to storytelling. Did you have any involvement in the narrator selection for Conform? Qualities did you want to be brought to the performance?
Amanda Lee Cobb just agreed to be the narrator. And we just had a call actually today about what we want to bring to each character, how she wants them portrayed. And because it is a series, the longevity of the character, whether or not things are going to change and what you really want to bring through. So I know it's in great hands. I am so excited. They're going to send a little taste of it here soon. I have complete faith in her and bringing it to life.
Spotify creates audiobook playlists and blends books with music and podcasts. If you could pair Conform with a particular playlist, song, or podcast vibe, what would it be?
So I actually write to music, and every scene has a different song. I can see the scene in my head to the song, and sometimes I don't even know that there's a connection until I hear it. I've been toying around with the idea of possibly releasing basically my like playlist that I wrote to. But
oh, that would be really
there's
cool.
a lot on there. Of course, there's Taylor, because there has to be. There's Gracie, there's Noah Khan, there's Ren, there's NF. I'm also a millennial. There's Snow Patrol. I love to write to music. I actually cannot write well without it.
And what do you hope readers take away from this book?
It's a tough question because I think when everybody can sit down and read the same book and no one's actually going to get the same story out of it, because we're all going to sit down with our preconceived notions and our wants. So my big hope is that whether you're looking for the romance or you're looking for the dystopian or just an escape, I hope when you sit down, what you're looking for comes through on the page and that you can take that with you.
And to finish off with a fun question, if you had to describe Conform in just 3 words, what would they be?
I'm going to say addictive, secretive, and thought-provoking.
Oh, interesting. And once again, thank you so much for joining us at Spotify's Forbidden Inn and for sharing more about Conform. Huge congratulations again on your debut novel, and we can't wait for readers to dive in.
Thanks for having me.